This is Bert Dohmen with Bert Dohmen's Chart Guru. It is March 1st, and today we will talk about Apple. Yesterday I had an interview on China TV, CCTV, about Apple, and I discussed my case for Apple going lower. Today, Apple hit a new post-bull market high low, which was put it at about 434 at the time that I'm doing this recording. Let's look at the chart today. This is a weekly chart. Each bar on this chart is 1 week of trading, and this is much more valuable than a shorter term chart. And you can see here that the big run up here to $705, which occurred on September 21st last year. And 6 days later we said that's it, that this is probably the top, and our first target to the downside was 520, and that was reached right there. We had a rally up to 589. We said that's the end of the rally, and now we're going to 422. It has not quite reached 422 yet, but it certainly should. Let's look at the trend lines here. This is the long-term trend line, and it has been broken. This is very important. When a long-term trend line like this is broken, it is significant. It means that there is really more urgency to get out of the stock than there is to get into it. When this support level here was penetrated, it resulted in a very strong drop. Then we had the typical bounce back, which you always have after that. This is where bargain hunters come in, thinking that they are getting a bargain, and then you go back down to lower lows. The next support level is this one right here. This is a Fibonacci 50% retracement of the entire rise that we had here. And a 50% retracement is most probable in a stock like this. I call Apple a broken stock. It has gone from being a growth stock to a value stock, and that always brings much lower valuations. This level now is at about 395, so that should be our first target after today. Eventually it could go much lower. This is the next Fibonacci level, which is at 61.8. That's the 61.8, a very important Fibonacci level, and that's around 320. Now, people that are talking about Apple being great stock, it's cheap, etc., etc., forget that Apple has competition. They didn't have competition 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. Now they have competition. The competition is coming with much better products and at much lower prices. When Apple now tries to make its way into the international markets, it's going to find out that there are some big competitors out there at prices half as much, and of course people are price conscious in today's environment. Here you can see the Fibonacci levels, which are drawn in by the computer. We start here at the low, which is the start of the up move, and then the peak, and then the computer draws in these lines. This is the first Fibonacci line at about 23.6, and we get the other ones here and so on. These are very important levels. Fibonacci, of course, was the 12th century mathematician in Italy who discovered these ratios exist everywhere in nature. So this is it for today. This is a chart on Apple. We will be posting a link to the China TV interview of yesterday. We'll put it on Twitter, and we will also put it on our website, which is dohmencapital.com. Thank you for coming to visit us today, and come back frequently, because we will be posting charts on a regular basis. I wish you a very relaxing weekend.